I have forgotten the last couple of weeks to do 30 seconds with Amy.
Gee, have you now?
You sound real upset about it.
I sort of thought that you just decided this segment's not working. I'm going to turn my back and walk face forward into the sun. And I was not going to get in your way, baby.
I am no Icarus. I am not looking to accomplish that. Road rage, the Olympics, and 30 seconds of Amy. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do.
La la la.
Off key.
How are you, super exerciser? I'm so jealous of your life. Look at you.
I think I just use all the keys when I sing. I think it's rude to leave out keys.
You should. You're so inclusive. Good morning.
I am inclusive.
Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Amy. I did work out this morning, hence the tank top appearing thing.
Oh, you're so glistening and hot looking.
I got a text from our friend Erin that said, should we all do a ride together? I'm like,
Jesus
God. I don't do group exercise because I don't know that I need a because on that sentence, but I don't do group exercise. I don't exercise for other people. I don't know how it's fun sweating with other people, comparing my progress with other people.
What?
I only compare me to me and what I did yesterday or the last time I did this ride. But this morning, I rode with three lovelies. I rode with Crit, Erin, and Carrie. We were all on our Peloton platform.
I didn't realize that Carrie was a Polarnatarner. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How was it? How was it overcoming this block in this mental and physical block? How was it?
In true our group of friends style, I didn't have to overcome it because I got on when there were 2 minutes until the class starts. I was by myself until 30 seconds before the class started. And I was by myself on the leaderboard, like that just tells you who's in the class, the entire ride because nobody picked it up when it started. I couldn't see anyone else on the board with me, but I saw when they joined. Erin woke up late. She had to feed the dog. This one did this one. So I just saw them pop in and I threw a high five and I just kept riding. It was a Madonna ride. That's why they chose this ride. It was all Madonna songs.
Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah, which was fun, which was,
I feel like that would be crazy motivating for me and I would be incredibly more likely to participate. I have this weird anti-competition thing where I feed off the energy of team. I really love it when there's a whole bunch of other people there and it pushes me to do better and to strive to do my best, which has nothing to do with the participation of anybody else in the group. I'm not trying to do better than anyone else in the group. And I'm unaware that they're watching me, judging me, scrutinizing me, able to help me, tips on form, just their presence there. I somehow feel connected to my progress can only benefit or slow down the others. So I definitely want to do my best because I'm contributing to something larger than me. Like that's how I feel.
You need a Peloton bike. You need a Peloton bike.
To do. Well, I feel like that wouldn't be the case with a bunch of strangers. Like
I don't know.
It would. I don't know.
It's the instructors that do it. It's not really the bunch of strangers, but they say, "Oh, community." I'm like, "Fuck the community." I'm putting that on a t-shirt, by the way. Fuck
Perfect.
the community. I'm here for me and me alone. No, I
have to stop you right there. If you make a "Fuck the Community" t-shirt and I'm somehow connected to the benefits of it, we will both be millionaires in a week. I'm not kidding. I'll start running Google ads. I will target Fox viewers. I mean, it has great crossover potential because it's hilarious for us. Like, fuck the community. I love it.
Because we're
sort of sick of it too. But also when you're all community, it's like, okay, for a second, just fuck the community just for a second. But then others are like, yeah.
I've always thought that.
I agree on the face of it. Yes. So you have tapped into the ideal market. We're setting it up. We're super setting it up. I mean, this has the potential of those and t-shirts. The one where it's, Jackson and whomever,
Right,
and
right.
sadness and depression and anxiety,
Right.
and like they just put the ampersand in between and all the bold type. So this is an iconic fuck the community. This has got milk, baby. You just hit it. You hit the nail on the head. New beach house for you. Second one.
No, this one's fine. Let's get into this one. Please, let's not jinx us. As this drops on Thursday, dear listener, cross fingers, toes, just don't cross your legs. Whatever you do, don't cross your legs. For luck for us, because we're supposed to close tomorrow, meaning Friday. So, yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm a lot nervous. Let's be honest. I don't know that it's going to happen. I have furniture being shipped from Michigan.
I'm like, what could possibly be nerve-wracking about it other than excitement that it's happening? But it's because it could potentially not happen. That's the nervousness.
Correct. And I have furniture coming, and I have people coming to measure things, and we're already past closing day in our heads in planning, because you have to be. But the builder's not, and the bank is not, and
I love a punch list.
Yeah,
yeah, feels like you getting punched. Yep,
in my list. That felt good. All over TV, ending on the 20th, would be the Olympics. Are you watching the Olympics this year?
I keep trying.
What is drawing you in, and what is pushing you away?
The word Olympics is the only draw at this time because it is so completely not an Olympics. It is ridiculously sad and lame and depressing. There's nothing. I have been to teen sports with more pageantry, excitement, and it's not about COVID. It's not about the lack of human interaction and engagement in the spectacle at the moment. It's really just about and I'm not super engaged in it, so it's kind of tough for me to be so harsh a critic. Every time that I watch it, it just seems like a super sad, imagined knockoff. Have you ever gone to a not Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus, a traveling circus?
Sure.
Have you ever gone to the circus at all?
Sure, before I knew to object, yes.
Before you knew to object.
Yeah.
Same. Okay. And then there's these traveling circuses, which are just
sadness.
They're circus adjacent.
Sadness.
And it's all the worst parts and none of the reason to make you forget and overlook the worst parts that you're doing. So it's like, okay, let's just see people really abusing animals and having no skill in an embarrassing situation. Like it's just it's a train wreck that you don't even you can turn away from. Like it's just the strangest.
Like we have the fair that comes to town. There are some big ones like big fairs, and then there are I think you can count on both hands the amount of teeth on every employee working here. And yeah, it's a tough one. So fair size, like at least the fair has funnel cake and it has cotton candy, which, by the way, now that you're a grown-up, you can get that shit 12 months of the year.
Thank you.
Why does food like that, although I have to say you cannot get, I guess you can, I just don't want to find the place or I have trouble. You cannot get deep fried Oreos all year everywhere. Like it has to be an event of an outdoor, like it has to be an event for that. But
I would venture to say a certain portion of the motivation to eat a deep fried Oreo is the fact that they are only associated with standing outside somewhere, waiting in line to get a greasy paper tray from a truck, giggling and laughing and all the thing. And yeah, it's part of fare in the same way that for me, call it an addiction, a flaw. I'm blanking on the words for all the psychoses that I have. When you go on a car trip, I automatically associate car trip with drive-through fast food, and I look forward to it, and I think about it. Yes, car trip. Look, I mean, a significant car trip. You're going to be in the car for multiple hours, if not a whole day. So I sort of put in my head the regional fast foods. I always think if there's a Dairy Queen, I'm getting Dairy Queen. I never eat Dairy Queen.
We have
gross.
Dairy Queen here, and it's
amazing.
But I only get the ice cream. I mean, you get food from Dairy Queen?
No. It's only you go in there.
Blizzard.
But I don't get the Blizzard. I go in there and I get a specific sundae. So that's the only thing that I get. And I
Is
wish
it
some
the
of them
peanut butter parfait?
I start with that and then I concoct it. So really what I'm doing
Oh my
is,
God.
remember
Stop your face.
what?
You start with the peanut butter parfait, and what do you do to it?
Well, have you ever been to a place called Friendly's?
I grew up at
Thank you.
Friendly's.
Thank you. So for those of us who know Friendly's, right, it was sort of a regional elevated Denny's that focused on the ice cream, okay? But it's effectively that kind of a place. So that was our treat after swim meets and championships and everything. We would always go to Friendly's.
Get a fribble.
And they had some kind of sundae, the name of which I forget. And it was Reese's Pieces, a giant soup-sized tureen full of ice cream. Yes,
With the peanut butter sauce and the
it's like
a
you would
Reese's
take
Pieces sundae.
It was like you would take an entire like half gallon of ice cream, take the lid off, and then load on top. Like that was your portion that you got, right? So it had Reese's Pieces, but then they poured the hot peanut butter drip and marshmallow and hot fudge and some other 2 or 3 other things plus
Reese's
whipped
Pieces.
cream. Maybe it was a Reese's Pieces sundae. So that's what I concoct because I just have that.
That's Stewie's
flavor
favorite
combo.
too.
So you can go to a Dairy Queen and it's the easiest way to do it is to start with their peanut butter parfait because it's got most of the stuff you want in it. And then you have them add 2 pumps of marshmallow cream and 2 pumps of hot fudge. And when they do all that stuff, it has that ooey gooey soft serve ice creamy thing, which is sort of like the crazy creamiest. It's just so much better than actual ice cream because it's not even a food, right? It's like putting on a sweater. It's like, this is nice and wonderful. What's that?
Tell me more
it's
about
going
the
in.
ice cream.
Yes. So you eat the whole thing, and then you're so excited, and it's smaller so that you can actually eat the thing. And not have a diabetic coma when
They did have a mini one. It was a junior Reese's Pieces sundae. That's what they called it.
I'm not a quitter, so I got the right size.
Right, but
to start.
But after you eat it, here what I always do. It's a visual, and I apologize to your listener. I take my hands and I pull them in, and then I try to roll home because your arms are in the way of just being completely round.
You look like that. You look like Augustus Gloop when he turns into a blueberry. If he's the one, no, Violet.
You're
turning
Violet.
Yes, Violet when she turned into a blueberry and rolled away.
And needed to be milked.
Room, please. Yes.
Yes. That's not good.
I'm here to tell you that associations matter. So when I think about getting in a long car trip, I automatically go to it's got to be drive-through food for me, even if it's gross. And I am happy to have it out of my life. So I associate fair food with fair, right? So if I'm going to the fair, I want to eat that weirdy food even though it makes your stomach upset.
Well, that's the road trip for me. I cannot get in a car and eat anything out of paper because I know I'm going to have to shit it out in 38 minutes. Like, it's not going to take very long to go right through me. So fast food for a car trip is you sitting in a parking lot of another fast food place waiting for me to lose my innards. Like, that's not...
What do you do? Is that when you activate Land Rover center console cooler filled with Grey Poupon and, gold ingots? Like, what do you eat when you're driving?
Well, after seeing you the last time I left Connecticut, and I don't know, maybe it was the quiche I ate that was a little too greasy for me, and I opened up the center console refrigerator and I pulled out an Imodium, and I took one of those and I drove home. Yeah, that's sometimes. I don't really eat before long car rides, and I don't plan to eat fast food ever. But if I do, it's like a fry here or there to soak up what I drank the night before.
I'm super down for it, man. I love it. It is so
Dear
good.
listener, do you still eat fast food? I'm confident that if you are of our generation, you were kind of raised on it. Like, what clicked? When did it click for you? I told you in a previous episode that my brothers and I used to have to stand online at Burger King because they gave you a 2-for-1 deal if you use the phrase "the Whopper beats the Big Mac." So my mother sat in her car and sent 3 kids to get 6 sandwiches. Whopper beats the Big Mac.
I don't remember any of that. I don't remember you telling it here. Maybe you told it to friends because I feel like I've been here for you this whole time.
The whole time.
I will share with you.
Did you do it too? The Whopper
No,
beats the
I was
Big Mac?
together with friends yesterday. And I was reminded by my one friend who's told me this before. She and her son have developed the French fry scale because they rank and grade the French fries everywhere they go. And
I love
the highest that they have had was a 9.68, and it was a McDonald's fry.
Seriously?
Yep. Yep, 9.68. And the only reason it wasn't a full 10 is because they said, I can imagine, I can invent in my brain that somewhere in the universe
There's a better
fry exists, but it's slim. It's slim.
So
It was the
McDonald's
perfect
won?
texture. Oh yeah, no, this is a fast food fry scale. So they grade McDonald's fries against other McDonald's fries. It's not all McDonald's fries always. There is no representative fry. It is the fry in my mouth at this moment. They rank each one so that you can go to McDonald's
And have a shitty fry.
and get McDonald's fries that are a 2, that are a 5. I think the lowest they've ever had on the scale is a 5.
Well, because they're French fries, and shut the fuck up. It's a potato in any form is at least a 5. Do you have a favorite French fry?
I
Fast
can't
food?
really play, of course, and it's McDonald's, but I also can't really play favorites because that's like, do you have a favorite song? Do you have a favorite color?
Child.
You remember when I failed that test? I can't ever
Of what,
favorite
just
anything.
naming colors?
I can't. What's yes, because I want them all
It
right now
was
equally.
red
Everybody
and
equal.
yellow and
There's
green
no
and
hierarchy for
brown
me.
and scarlet and black and ochre and peach and ruby and
Even the way you're
olive.
singing it is perfect because it's like it never goes up, it never goes down. We're all horizontal on the scale and
It's
everything
a potato.
is equal. Yes.
I will eat it.
Oh, I will happily French fry shame you. There is no problem.
So I
with
think
that.
my husband's favorite French fry is from Red Robin because they're steak fries, and more so they're unlimited. So,
I'm super not interested in the steak fries. I gotta be honest.
but I think he's interested in the unlimited fry. So that's
fair.
That's his
That's fair.
favorite fry.
That's fair. That's fair. And to do a steak fry properly, you need some technique. The aging of the steak fry is such a frequent error. You have to eat them when they're piping hot. They have to be cooked just crisp so that they're still pillowy on the inside, and
pillowy.
that outside has that beautiful crunch to it. So they're not soggy and limp when you pick them up, and they've got to hold their own when you dip them into something or they're covered with something.
Steam has to rise from it, and you have to go as you
And
put
the
it in your
longer
mouth.
they sit on the plate, they degrade themselves. They're a bit toast-like in that the perfect toast really has a limited window. It's avocado. There's really only a limited window, and it's so easy to overshoot it or under, or cooking eggs. There are lots of things that they're precious because they only work in this tiny window. And I feel like that's bacon as well. Bacon is truly precious. It's difficult to get it right, and because when it's right, it's off the charts pristine, and then everything else is somewhere in like the low 80s, and that's and it's still bacon. I'll still take a B bacon, right? I absolutely will. But when it's right, you have to kind of stop what you're doing and just be in awe of this greasy pork moment.
Stop
that's
what
happening.
you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the bacon that you think you like to eat, sir.
My God, how are you not famous?
I am, just in very tiny circles. Very tiny circles. I have been watching the Olympics a little bit. I like seeing America win. I like maybe it's not so pageantry inspired because it's in China, and fuck China. Let's go out there. Oh, am I putting that on the bottom of the shirt? Fuck community, fuck China.
I think it goes on the sleeve.
Okay, I see.
Or maybe it's
I
like,
see.
how they have like the little tiny logo that they put right at the center of the crew neck of the shirt in the front. So it's right dead center, like where a necklace would be.
Sure.
They put tiny little words,
Let's
like,
do
"Fuck
that.
the patriarchy." Yeah, okay.
Let's do that. Look for more shirts from us.
Fuck you, China. We hate community. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I watched Shaun White's last run, and I was praying for greatness. Did not happen. He's out.
I guess you're making the right point. It was on this morning. It was on last night.
Hockey? Are you watching hockey?
Yes.
Curling?
And I won't. Curling, I wish I could have watched, because at least that has the spectacle of what the fuck are these people doing? And how am I so riveted in the backstory of a broom on a frozen lake, right? That to me is the Olympic, because it's a little bit like the Quiz Olympics, right? Because it's quizzical. All right. Hockey,
Yeah.
it was a bunch of poorly executed. It was just not good hockey. They were playing a lame game. They weren't doing it well. Honestly, I was like, guys, I'm not sure what I'm watching here. And there was no one in the stands. and nothing happening. And then they would have breaks in the game, and the music they would play would be like, and it's like, what is happening?
No, thank you.
What's happening? Or they would play like, I don't know.
They don't have dun, 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 dun playing. You don't have the jock jams between the games.
Thank you. And jock jams. I was trying to pick a decade. They would pick like, I don't know, something from the 40s in America. Like they just picked the wrong decade. 70s, yes. 80s, yes. 90s to a certain degree, yes. Like you just know what belongs in a stadium. And they would play it and it was wrong. And so you're sitting here listening to it like, what is that? And then when it was over, there was nothing.
Oh.
The camera didn't move. It was a locked off shot of a
technically, you're saying it's poorly executed. That's due to its location on the other side of the world from us, and it's just the time difference is too much to handle.
It occurred to me how much story and pageantry and attention and circus-like shift of focus occurs, and the relentless people in puffy down clothes sitting around a ring fire talking about the mother of the cousin of the person who is so grateful to be there, and now we're crying, and here's a dog, and let's get a recipe, like all that stupid shit that goes on
that I
kind of hate. That I kind of hate. It at least is so baked into the experience that the sport itself, there was two people skating on ice, and I could care less who won or lost. Their faces didn't do it.
It's not the days of Brian Boitano. It's not the days of...
But it occurs to me that it wasn't for them either. It was all of the invented magic around them. Because if pick any of these heroic events... I mean, do you believe in miracles? Yes. That was an exciting game.
I'll say.
Played by skilled athletes. That's not what I'm watching here, so that's a big factor. I'm not watching anything where I'm just in awe of the human body. Like I can remember the Summer Olympics of recent times where people were doing pole vaulting and all this crazy stuff.
Or even the basketball, the basketball
games. You just look at them
amazing.
And you think this is the pinnacle of sport. This is a human body doing something unthinkable in the highest sense. You're like, wow, right? But versus they're skating around in a circle, and this one wanted to go faster than the other one, and this one.
I think she's going to pass her.
Did they do it?
I was
Let's
wrong.
look up at the number because their faces don't belie whether anything occurred here.
That's not my sport.
Know.
I did watch the half pipe, which was kind of amazing. That to me is how you're getting to initiate spinning, kicking off of nothing, and to me that is athletic at its athletics,
the bravery.
At its peak. And the bravery. I mean, even Shaun White he's 36, even going before his last run, right? What's he thinking? Well, I'm looking at him thinking, you look like a before picture. You could be paralyzed after this. What you do on the everyday is really dangerous. So
I would have thought he is so much older than 36. You're committed to that? You know it's real?
Yeah. Hey, Siri.
I would have put him so much older.
How old is Shaun
White?
So while
what does Siri say?
Shaun White is 35.
35. He's going to be 36.
I would have put him much older than that. So God bless him. He's just been a fixture.
Right. And
for so long.
Amazing. And he has influenced everybody else who's out there right now, and everything they do is because of him. And he is really, I think people were calling him the GOAT. So that's amazing how you've influenced.
I have no problem. Give it up. Full props.
But he's done.
Bingo.
So to me, that's a spectacle worth watching.
I agree, but you're also you're agreeing in the same way. You're watching someone do this crazy it's a body moving through space in a way that is
no one else can do. Maybe a handful of people can do.
On the face of it, it is inspiring. You watch it and you think, how are you holding this little tiny sliver of wood and you're up spinning over your head, and now you land and you make it look like, well, I could have done that if I went down the stairs the right way. I mean, it's just I can't even.
And I think
they make it look so easy.
I think I'm going to get out of bed this morning and I'm going to cry because my back hurts. Like, how are you younger than I am by minutes? All right, a lot of minutes. 525,000. I don't understand where did I go wrong? Did I stop stretching? I never stretched. Did I never exercise? Is that why
You know what? But let's not take this blame on ourselves. We got to blame somebody else. I didn't go wrong. The community did it to me.
Fuck the community.
You, community.
Dear listener, are you watching these? Are you watching these games? Are you invested? It's over before you know it. Although it's really not, because it's really still going on. Do you remember when we were watching TV when we were younger, and they had PSAs on TV? I mean, we had after school specials that told us it's not
brought
okay.
to you by the Ad Council. Yes, I sure do.
Right.
I actually had to make some of those.
Do you remember when they used to have them that asked you that, do you know where your children are? It's 8 p.m. Do you know where your children are? And,
I sure do.
And have you hugged your child today?
I do.
Do you remember PSAs used to have to tell parents how to parent, what to do?
I feel like we need them now again. I don't know why you're hating on
A,
this.
why did it stop? And B, why didn't they listen? Like, why? Maybe it stopped because they didn't listen.
This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
I took to that one, but we were kids, so putting those things out for us, that's great. To put them out for your parents during the nightly news of, hey, it's 8 o'clock. We're your fucking kids, bitch. Put your cigarette down.
I learned it by watching you, okay?
I learned it by watching you. They understood that our parents were limited, and they tried to do everything they could to help. You notice those ads are not out now?
They're not. They're not. The PSAs now are the more you know. Let's all get psychiatric help. Let's not be bullies.
Therapy is okay.
That's what they're running now. It's really interesting to me. I know you put this on there because it's light and it's fun, and I agree with it being light and fun. I also am acutely aware that I really did have to do these. I really did have to do PSAs. I was in advertising for a long time, creative director for a long time for a big agency. The reason PSAs exist is legally mandated because it's in response to media time, fair coverage. Back in the day, you had to, when you purchased enough, right? You had to also put out something for the public good. It's a public
Right. It's the opposite of fuck community. Right.
A public service. So you're required to do it, paid for by the Ad Council. Well, it's really just paid for by the advertisers. So anyway, we had to do these things, and it's not like they gave us a topic. They said,
really?
Like, you have a PSA. I'm sure some people have a topic. I'm sure this has changed. I'm an old broad. But back in the day, it's like, all right, what are we going to do now? Let's do this one. Right? Or somebody sat in a room and
Kids are
said,
super neglected these days. Let's remind parents to A, look for them, and B, if you find them, hug them.
What are we promoting that everybody is going to like? Right? So how is this gonna work and benefit everybody equally? Maybe you don't hate your kids? Okay, great. Maybe
how do we tell them how to do that? How about we find them first before we don't hate them?
Then it went to let's not do drugs. And now it's, can you maybe not be so crazy? What do you think?
Let's normalize therapy. Yes, that's what they are now.
Paid for by the Ad Council. Sad.
Aim, I have a game for you.
Oh, God. I love games.
Oh, you don't sound like you love games.
I love games. What's your game, Missy?
I want you to tell me if these celebrities went to college.
Got it.
And
okay.
As an extra point for, like a point for yes or no, if you get it right, and an extra point if you know if they went, what their major was.
Now, are you going to be keeping score? Because math and me, we're not really
You're not
close.
besties?
I have paper and pen. I can actually do it. But otherwise, I'm just going to focus on my quality of answers.
Okay. I have like 3 screens going right now. So if you want to just do tick marks to say how many. I could do tick marks too. I have 3 screens and a pad of paper. So, okay. So do you.
I'm not going to do any math. But I will write down every time I get something
Dear
right.
listener, dear Amy, can you tell me if you think Jessica Alba went to college?
Oh, fuck. I want to say yes. But I know it's probably no. Damn it.
I don't know which answer that is.
I have to say no.
She did not go to college.
Yes.
So that's one right for you.
Felt like that was a trick.
Give yourself
she's like
a little
billionaire because she's like a billionaire.
Well, that's the whole point of this.
Okay, go.
Okay, going. What about Connie Britton?
I have no idea who that is, so I'll say yes.
Connie Britton. She was in Friday Night Lights, the mom with the amazing hair.
Yeah, I was going to say with the blonde hair. Yeah,
with the red hair.
Oh, then I don't know who she is. I still say yes.
She was in. Okay, she did, and she went to Dartmouth.
I am the king of all media, and I love Dartmouth. All right.
Yeah, I know you do. You tried to encourage. All right, Beyonce.
She did not, because that is why she wanted to do homecoming. She did not.
She did not go to college.
I am crushing this bitch.
What about?
I was just listening to Formation yesterday.
What about
Really
Jay-Z?
too loud.
What about Jay-Z? The husband.
Jay-Z. Well, now I feel like we're doing an either or thing. I'm going to go with not.
He did not go to college.
I am crushing the world and everyone is so excited. This is better than the Olympics. Okay, everybody's pulling for me. Okay, let's go. I'm ready.
I would
Let's
ask you
go.
about Cole Sprouse, but do you know who Cole Sprouse is?
No, it sounds like a bad air freshener scent.
What are those twins who lived on a boat who had at sea
Sweet Life with Zach and Katie.
Zach and Cody, yes.
Those are the ones.
He's one of those Zach or Cody's, but he did go to college. He went to NYU.
I was gonna say yes. Do I get credit for that?
No. I got lost
because you gave it away. Give it away. Yeah.
What about? Well,
okay.
All right, hold on.
Oh, ha, 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 ha.
What about Whoopi
She's got a
Goldberg?
streak. Whoopi Goldberg. Fuck. I feel like at this point in the quiz, statistically, I should say yes, but I feel like the answer is no. I say no.
You say no, she did not go to college.
Correct.
She did not go to college.
Oh my God. I am the queen. Okay, next. Hit me.
What about Weird Al Yankovic?
That's a yes, he did go. Yes.
He did go.
Oh my fucking God, I told you I'm amazing. I love myself.
He went to California Polytechnic State University in San Luis Obispo.
I'm so excited about my performance. I'm so excited. I told you I'm great to have on a team. All right. I'm getting ready to fuck it up. So let's go.
What about Katy Perry?
She went for 2 years and dropped out. I say no. I'm making that up. I have no idea.
I'm like, what are you talking about? She did not go to college.
Oh my God! Okay. All right, baby. That's 7 in a row.
She got her GED at 15 years old.
Oh, wow. I'm glad that she did that. Good for you, Kate.
Perry. Do you know who Dolph Lundgren is before I...
Of course I fucking know who Dolph Lundgren is. And he absolutely did go to college, and he's a PhD, I believe.
He is. He's fucking...
Oh my fucking God!
He's fucking brilliant. He, not just a bachelor's degree, has his master's degree in chemical engineering to get hit in the face by one of the dumbest humans in the world.
I can't believe it.
He also got a scholarship to do his PhD at MIT. Have some letters, motherfucker.
I'm trying. Have some letters, and with those abs. Woo, Dolph, bring it.
Yeah, so my kids were like, who's the guy in Aquaman who's under the water, who's the king? And I'm like... He's the guy from Russia who fought Rocky. And they're like, Russia? I'm like,
I just have to interrupt.
Country.
I just have to interrupt. I have to interrupt. I'm so excited because later I'm going to a Super Bowl party and my dumb friend Jimmy, who I'm so mad at, is making a trivia contest. I'm mad at him for this reason. Because he was doing it. It was all football based. And I was like, that's stupid.
I can't play that.
No one's going to play this. And it's going to be really. So then he started doing it like real, actual hard trivia. And I was like, shit. So it's going to be really hard. And now I'm going into it with my 1, 2, 3, 8 streak.
Oh, you're going to kick ass tonight.
I fear I'm not.
You're going to kick ass tonight. Tonight's your night.
I'm starting to lose it.
All right.
Okay.
Hillary Swank.
Let's go. Fuck.
Hillary Swank.
Oh, Hills. I feel like she went after she became famous. So I'm going to say it's a ringer. I'm going to say no.
She did not go to college. She actually dropped out of high school.
Oh my God. Yeah. $1 million swank.
$1 million
Woo!
swank.
Let's go.
What about Chris Rock?
Oh, Chris, what do we think? I think he educated himself in the school of life. He went to Saturday Night Live high school. So I'm going to say no.
Is that the school of hard knocks?
Yes, the Hard Rock School.
The Hard
he went
knocks.
To he went to. It's a hard wrist rock.
Yes,
oh, gross.
He did not go to college. You are correct.
Number 10. Oh no, that's wait. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm at number 10. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I feel like I should quit.
Dear listeners,
I'm too legit to quit.
Do you want her to quit?
No, I can't quit.
Gerard Butler.
Oh, he's from Scotland.
He is.
So this one's a 50-50, truly. Because I feel like the answer is no, he did not. But I'm gonna break my streak and say yes, he went. He went to college. He did.
Not only did he go to college. All right, relax. I really have editing to do with your screaming. Relax. He has a law degree.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Of course he does.
He has a law degree.
Of course he does.
Who will be defending you today? Gerard
Oh my
Butler.
God. Not guilty. Yes.
Not guilty at all.
This case is thrown out into my bedroom. Yes.
What about, you know who Mr. Bean is?
Yes, of course I do.
Rowan
Of course I
Atkinson?
do. Yes.
Atkinson? Did he go to
Yes.
college? You're like, he's very slapsticky. He's very...
No, my inclination is to say yes, absolutely. But I'm also wondering, when he's been famous for so long, it's also plausible that he would have jumped right into his career and
From the
sidestepped
8th grade. Like when...
My heart tells me no, but I'm going to say yes, he went to college.
He sure
yes.
did. He went to Newcastle University. He sure did. What about...
Oh, my God.
What about Leonardo DiCaprio?
Leo, I think
Leo, I called him as I kicked him out of bed.
I think he did not. That's a total guess as a no.
That he did not go to college.
That's where I lost it all. As I said no on Leo.
He dropped out of high school his junior year, but eventually got his GED. He did not go to college.
Oh my God. I can't believe now I'm starting to get twitchy about jinxing. Okay.
Here's a confidence builder for you. Ready? Mm-hmm. Jessica Simpson.
Why is that a confidence builder? I have no way to go on this one. You think I'm supposed to know?
Chicken of the sea. Is it chicken or is it fish? That's Jessica Simpson.
Well, I mean, I have to say no based on the setup there, but I feel like it's irrelevant. I'd say no.
She did not go to college.
Okay. Oh, God almighty.
What about The Rock?
The Rock did not. He actually dropped out of high school.
He went to the University of Miami and has a degree in forensic science.
I think that happened later.
How about Will Ferrell?
Oh, Will went to USC.
He sure did. Look at you having actual information before all of your guesses were correct. And now you have actual information. Lionel Richie.
Lionel.
Mr.
Lionel's a no. That's a no. That's a no. That's no.
I love him. He just makes me happy. And it's a yes.
Hello.
He did get a degree in economics from Tuskegee University.
Very nice.
He had a scholarship going there for tennis.
Well done, you.
He's
too tall for tennis.
Didn't
Come
see
on.
that coming.
No, you can't play tennis. Stop it. That's not going to work.
David Spade.
Oh, that little twerp. Yes.
He went to Arizona State University with a degree in business.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Look, how many friends do you have that are lawyers that have not used that law degree? You went through hell to get that degree, and now...
Honestly, almost all of the lawyers who I know personally are still lawyering. It is more likely that I know doctors who are not doctoring. And to me, that is insane. And it's not because of COVID. Because they're female, they just had life circumstances. And to be completely blunt, if you are out of the workforce for any legitimate length of time, 3 years, you might as well get a new degree because
you can't go back.
Because you have to, because it is continual learning. You don't just go and become a doctor and then we're still using the same things we learned in 1950. Like, you have to basically educate yourself constantly. Well,
that's kind of how I feel about my third act and going back to something. Like, I'm not going to get my own classroom from here on in teaching. Like, I really do have to carve out, because it's not the same. There's Act 48, which is everything between when I got my degree and now. Like, there's just so much more.
Do you fundamentally believe that teaching has changed so dramatically that you would not be capable or qualified?
I think that it has changed dramatically the way you need to teach. I mean, right now, from when I was teaching in the beginning to right now, you had maybe 2 or 3 IEPs throughout your 36 student class.
Sure.
And that's a big class because I taught in a very poor neighborhood. Now, they're out of the probably 26 students who are now in a class, you probably have about 19, 20 different IEPs. So for you to hit everybody's specialized learning plans and for you to can't say this, have to say that, have to teach it in this way. Yeah, I mean, I went to school to learn how to teach math. And when my kids were learning math, I'm like, here we go. I trained for this. They're like, that's not how you do it. Come again?
That really helps me understand so much more about the crisis in the teaching industry, career, whatever you call it, profession is the word I was searching for, because they're leaving in droves. The great resignation is happening across all industries, and there's lots of reasons for it. But in teaching, it's epidemic proportions. And I didn't believe that it was just because this job is hard. I didn't believe that it was just because the actual demands of COVID. I was trying to list them off: psychosocial, practical. Right. All of the demands of COVID are just so hard. Those things are true in every profession.
All careers.
In all careers. And they are harder or easier in all careers. Some people actually got a bump and got a lift because of these things, right? So I get it. And I sort of was thinking, it was always hard. It is harder. And the ways that it got harder made it exponentially harder. But is that really a reason to exit? And I think the thing that you just hit on is the thing, which is you're not a teacher anymore. You have to be a curriculum specialist times X number of students in your classroom. And that's not reasonable.
8 kids will get it the way it's always been taught. 8 kids will get it the same way. Well, this one's a kinetic learner, so I can't teach you math by putting it on the board. I have to hand you a bag of M&Ms. Oh, what do you mean you ate the M&Ms? Stop eating the M&Ms. I'm going to laminate.
Why does he get M&Ms?
I mean, with all of those kids, they each have a different learning style. If you can group together 3 of them with the same, that'll be easier for different things. But so many challenges before you even have the topics that now are at school board meetings that people are fighting over, right?
It seems so ridiculous that can be mandated and practical. It just seems ridiculous. If you need something that customized and specialized, then it seems to me that you need to have an aide assigned to you, or you need to have some sort of mechanism whereby you're served and you get what you need, but that doesn't mean that the entire classroom has to somehow accommodate everyone simultaneously. It's not possible.
But it's the law that you have to accommodate in a least restrictive environment. That's the law for teaching.
In the least restrictive environment also has to include, in our democratic society, the largest possible good, I would think. I'm all for differentiated learning. I want these kids to get what they need, and I think it's exciting to be able to identify these are the optimum conditions for this particular learning style. But I also feel from a system standpoint, this is a false response. There's no way that altering the system in this way is going to fix it. I think it would be, there's just a better approach. And I feel like every time in education there's a better approach, it somehow gets blown up with a giant bomb. It makes me really fucking sad. I pay an astronomical amount in private tuition to address these problems.
Yeah.
And I work really hard, and I am grateful every day for the luck and the affluence that came to me as a consequence of my hard work and for no reason at all. I accept both, right? I want that for everybody, but I got to tell you, there's got to be a better way, United States government. I mean, how many things can they fuck up? They fuck up healthcare. They fuck up education. They fuck up.
Well, I don't think the answer is what you're seeing now, where states are passing laws that are involving parents in choosing curriculum. Most parents are fucking morons, especially
when they had the boards picking the textbooks, for fuck's sake. God.
Especially in education. Like parents do not belong in deciding curriculum. Like, I don't want my child to feel guilty because he's white. Okay, then your child missed the whole point of this curriculum lesson. It's not at all the purpose. And
Oh,
Call me
man.
a snowflake again. I don't understand how my daughter is currently reading Beloved.
Oh, yeah. Good for her.
Right.
Because in some places, you don't even get to.
In her AP Lit class. And she's like, well, I've never discussed sodomy in class before. And I'm like, well.
It's a toe tapper, friend.
I said, who chose this book? Not because it's not appropriate, but because it's incredibly heavy and weighted. That's redundant. But nonetheless, okay, I hope he does it right. You know how, and they did it in a literary circle. So these are 17, 18-year-old kids staring at each other's half faces, talking about, you know, rape and slavery and killing it, like all of these things. I said, does anybody in your class feel the weight of being white and what you've done? She's like, well, I don't think we've done it. And it's important to know. It's important to understand what happened. And I'm like, I love you so much.
I gotta flip it around every time I hear the weight of what you've done, because that doesn't ring the bell. It doesn't bring anything to my doorstep. And I don't think that's fair either. So I love to spin it around for myself just to help me stay grounded in it. I do want to feel the weight of what I've received. I want to feel that because the system is imbalanced in my favor. And it's so easy to forget and overlook that. I didn't do it. I didn't set this shit up. But guess
you're
what?
So rare. You are the unicorn.
I did get a fucking head start. And that's how I try to make the boys feel about it. And this is hard fought knowledge because when they say, but I didn't do it, but this, and I'm not classist and sexist and racist and all these things. And I'm like, no, but guess what? You still got, you know, a lighter backpack and a whole long head start, and you can't pretend you didn't.
Benefited from a system
Right.
that persecuted others.
And is continuing to. So so at the same time, I don't want you to feel bad about it. I want you to acknowledge that you got something that you deserved no more or less than the people who didn't get it.
Sweet boy, you can go running at night in a hoodie and nobody's going to shoot you.
It is blue eyes, brown eyes, man.
Yes,
you know what
is.
I mean? Tomorrow
Yeah.
they're coming for you. So we're all in the soup together. The fact that, you know, your soup has croutons and nice seasonings in it, congratulations. That doesn't mean that
and
you
somebody
deserved
else is
it.
eating stone soup. Yeah.
So
Which
anyway,
is one of my favorites.
so it's tough. And I know these are heavy topics, which your eyeballs always get big when we talk about heavy topics on here. But you know, people do stupid shit in this society, and you gotta learn from
Which
it.
is
Pay
why you don't
attention.
include the entire society in choosing the curriculum for the
you.
next generation.
you.
Fuck community. I resort back.
Fuck community. I mean, I gotta say, fuck community, because it's hard. There is no one solution for everybody. But I'm still on team. Can't we all get along? Fuck community.
Fuck community. Exercise, education. Fuck community.
I'm here to tell you.
You had on the board for today, and we might push it to next week, the bad marriage scale.
Yeah, I feel like we should probably. Well, I don't know. Look at the time. Let's definitely push that. That one scares me anyway. That's more like the French fry scale. We can get into it, and we can. I don't want to get into it.
I wasn't asked, but I'm going to volunteer. I feel like Five Guys has the best French fries around.
All right, let's break this.
If
down.
I were forced at gunpoint to eat fast food, I want to be able to have a double cheeseburger from Five Guys with the bag, grease, like translucent bag of French fries, which they give you in a container, and then they pour all the extras right into. I'm drooling right now.
I give that meal an 8.9. I give that full meal an 8.9. I do. And I give
their
the fries.
burgers are good.
Yep.
Their fries are banging. They're just salt. They're so
those
good.
fries are contextually dependent. I have to be in the mood for those fries, and then they really get a higher. So there's a relativity score for them because they are a type, and they are, to me, they are not classic enough that they could ever be. They could be the best of their type at Five Guys. But that type could never be the best of fry because it includes a little bit of the skin on the outside. On the fry.
I feel about the McDonald's ones, they're not potato really.
Maybe.
They're potato adjacent. So if you're not eating, I like it because it's potato. And that's why I go for Five Guys. But the McDonald's is kind of like, here's the grease and shell. The texture is perfect. The salt to body ratio on that potato, that's great. That's fine. I accept that. That's not really a potato for me. There's
Well,
potato
really, they're
in
just,
Five
but
Guys.
it's the style. See, a McDonald's French fry is a homogenized, Americanized, watered down version of a Belgian street fry, which to me is super high up there. You know, it's got that crisp exterior. It still has some of the clingy
Oh my God!
fattiness
I
on the
absolutely need
outside.
fucking fries today.
The salt, and then
cannot
I
believe
wanted
this is
I want
happening.
to plunge that into some garlic mayonnaise, right, and lift it so that it's still hot and greasy and salty, and then you get that creamy, tangy zip of the garlic all in one with the mayo in there, and now you're holding like a newspaper cone that still gets those little marks on. Like, it's an experience. It's the whole thing.
I sat next to you in Toronto when we had poutine.
Oh yes.
That was the way to slather potato in gravy and truffle.
And that's closer to like a nachos situation, because now you're talking about the mélange of the flavors all together, and you're starting with something closer to a Red Robin's fry, and you're covering it with happiness and joy.
Everything, yes. I don't know if you're going to call this episode "Fuck Community" or "The Best French Fry." I don't know.
My greasy stomach.
Yeah, I can't hold on to that. I can't keep that up.
It's not good for me. It's not healthy for me, and yet I fully embrace it.
And yet you could, on the road, have a greasy breakfast and sit on a lacrosse field for 7 hours waiting between games. And I don't understand your innards. They make no sense to me.
I can drink the turbo coffees too after that breakfast
and not blow out.
And frankly, I get jittery. I get to the point where I'm very tweaky,
caffeine.
and I super have organized the trunk of that car. But beyond that, it's like we are on time for the next game. Yeah.
I'd like you to have your nitro coffee and come hang out in my pantry for a little while.
Oh man.
I've got devil dogs and Twinkies for you if you're interested.
Super excited. Oh, how delightful that sounds.
So now, dear listener, you know it is Sunday for us, and today is the Super Bowl. Are you... You're going to your trivia contest at Jimmy's?
I'm going to the trivia contest. We've relocated it from Jimmy's because Jimmy is, I'm surprised to say this, a cord cutter. And he said that he's super dissatisfied with any time you have to watch something that is streaming because it's just not there yet. The stuff hasn't caught up. So he doesn't feel comfortable having us all because the game itself might not show up on his device. So we've moved it to another house, and there's chicken wings and all this kind of stuff. And I got to tell you, there's a little drama already happening around the what can I bring. There's always drama around the what can I bring.
Yeah.
For me.
7-layer dip.
Because I want to bring the right thing that will be well received and put a smile on people's faces, that I also want to make, that I also want to eat.
That's a lot.
And that is not an imposition on any of those prior categories. On anyone. On them, on me, on the menu, like all of it. It's a lot.
I saw this recipe that I wanted to make and bring, because tonight I am going to a friend's house. It's just the two of them and the two of us because Melissa can't handle more people yet. So, and they are both like N95s at their jobs, so because they have to. Anyway, so I saw you take the croissant Pillsbury unbaked thingers.
Yes, ma'am.
And you chop in broccoli. You chop up broccoli and yummy like fresh shredded cheese and some cream cheese, and then you mix that all together, and then you put it in
roll style
in your pillowy, and you take your triangle and you make it a pillowy puff, and you put it in the oven for 12 minutes, and it is a broccoli cheddar puff.
I'm here for it. And I would also tell you that before you put it in, I want you to take some of that shredded cheese and shred some on the top so it gets a nice crunchy brubbly on
Instead, could I paint it with a little bit of egg and put some just fresh Parmesan all over the top?
I would not use the egg, only because it's a totally different type. You can absolutely do exactly what you said, and it's great. What I also love to do, especially with crescent roll dough, is I would take a little melted butter.
Butter
and
and
that
mozzarella. Okay.
And take the mozzarella and make it. Excuse me, you were going to use Parmesan. Either way, I would also include just a little hit of some salt. Do you have large flake salt of any kind? Do you have
Yeah.
kosher salt
Yep.
in your house? Perfect.
Yep.
So use that and just a little bit of dusting. If you've ever had biscuits where the top has been buttered and salted,
Yeah.
you're going to do that with these.
Okay.
You're going to do that. So it works on top like a dust instead
So
of a
I have
cheese.
that plan, right? I have
yes.
that plan. And then what do I bring? Well, my husband's not going to eat it because he's not eating carbs and that joy he's not going to eat. And I don't think the other husband is eating stuff like that. So out of the 4 of us, I'm making that for 2 people. I could just make a sheet of brownies and call it a day.
Well, as long as you're going to bring something they're not going to eat, might as well be brownies.
That I'll eat all. And I don't mind leaving it there. I want to eat all of those broccoli cheddar. I'm going to go do that right now.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. That's part of the drama is that I was beginning to get a little excited about bringing a ho hum dish that I haven't made in a while, but I was gonna amp it up and make it really, really special. And the ho hum dish is a handheld Caesar salad. So to make a handheld Caesar salad, picture a head of romaine lettuce, where if you stood it on its core end and the leaves are straight up. Now picture if vertically you cut that in 4s. So that's, or even 8s, so that you've got these long wedges that are held together kind of at the base. And of course you cut off the stalk at the bottom, but the core at the bottom, but you've got these little boats, like little cups or little boats. And that's how you serve it. So you can, at that point, go super simple and just get Caesar salad dressing, just get store-bought croutons, just get bacon crumbles if that's where you're going, just get Parmesan and on top of the whole thing, lay them on a platter. You're done. They're very easy to eat because you can put them on a plate or you can just walk around eating that shit in your hand. Cracked pepper. It's a delight. And it's on the healthy side of things, comparatively.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm ready to go buy the anchovies and oil.
Nope.
And French bread that are making the homemade croutons and use, oven crisp prosciutto and the whole fucking thing, right? And then I look at this, hey, here's some things that, we're taking, here's some things that you guys can bring to fill in. And I know that among our number, we've got a salad gal, and I can guarantee that whether she raises her hand for salad or not, she's going to fucking make a salad. And I know that our hostess is going to fucking make a salad. So
what are you going to bring now?
We'll probably bring a charcuterie platter. We always fucking bring the charcuterie platter, and I'm just bored with it.
But everybody loves that.
And I do it really well. If I do say we do it better than most restaurants. So I don't prefer to do it, but I love it when we've done it because I get to eat it and I know it has all the things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the best. Everybody.
I don't
loves
want
it.
anybody. I'm not going to make slutty brownies if you're coming. For fuck's sake. I know where
That's what she said for me to bring. Like maybe I should bring slutty brownies. And
slutty
I thought,
brownies
for
are
the
your
4 of us?
slutty brownies are your charcuterie platter. At a certain point, when you do something so much better than everybody else, you're in a tiny little hole. And it's kind of like, okay.
I'd like to get out of my hole.
I get it.
Do you want to do a quick 30 seconds of Amy before
I'm here
going
for
out?
you. Go.
All right, Amy.
Yes.
Let me put my timer on. I gotta get my timer on.
Okay.
Timer.
Do you think? Do you
stopwatch? All right. You have 30 seconds to tell me.
Yeah.
As many as you can think of. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Disney princesses.
Do you have to say go or I'm already going? Moana, Cinderella, Jasmine, Belle, the Pocahontas, Sheila.
Who?
The one under the sea. Her name is Little Mermaid. She's got red hair and wears a slutty outfit. Also Chipper, Zingo, Betty.
Stop.
Frida.
Stop.
Chipper's my favorite.
Oh my God.
Was that 30? Did I get 30 and 30?
Ariel.
Oh, right. I said her.
You got 6. You got 6, but some of them were unexpected.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I didn't see Moana coming out on top. I mean,
who's left? They don't get very many of them.
Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty.
I said Cinderella.
Yeah, you had one. Sleeping Beauty, Snow White.
Oh, those old bitches. Right. I'm sorry.
Then there's going into Brave. What's her name?
I like her. The one with all the crazy hair from Scotland.
Yes, her name.
Will of the Wisp. Get a comb. Her. Yeah.
Get a comb.
Right.
I wonder how many people think that when they pass me on the streets. Woman, get a comb. Dear listener, if you have topics for Amy, we would love to hear them. If you think fuck the community, we would love to hear from you. You're our people.
Boy, do we have a shirt for you.
Boy, do we. To Super Bowl tonight, I'm wearing my Be Kind of a Bitch long sleeve tonight because that's kind of how I feel. Please write us at brilliantobservations@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Brilliant Observations, or Brill Ob Squad, or you can even find us on Twitter and Instagram at Listen Brilliant, because you are, and we have been. So thanks for playing with us, and come see us again. We love you.
Bye.